Hi, I'm Allie. Welcome to or back to my channel where I share channeled messages from the Goddess Brigid, the Ascended Master, Source Consciousness, and any other benevolent light being working with me, using me as a tool on my mission to accelerate myself, my loved ones, and anyone receiving this message onto our highest timelines as quickly as possible at the expense of no other. Without further ado, let's see what wants to come through and get into the message. Thank you for being here and pressing play. I appreciate your likes and subscribes and comment that affirm the messages, claim them, and let me know that what I'm doing and saying and sharing resonates. Clearing any and all negative right frequency from this space, past and future, on this level and on every level. Thank you. I will now fully step aside and allow the Goddess Brigid to channel through me and deliver a message of wisdom to help accelerate us onto our highest timelines as quickly as possible at the expense of no other. I honor you deeply. Thank you. Breathe. You who are receiving this message, breathe into every cell and fiber of your body. In this human experience, we all walk around breathing. It is an automatic process through which your body exists, but when we breathe as an intentional, meaningful activity, we revitalize the nervous system. We breathe life force energy into the cells, into each individual tiny particle that makes up you. You are energy. Every tiny little microscopic piece of you is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. When you infuse your body with breath, your body can recalibrate, reorganize. Your frequency literally shifts. Your vibration changes into one of alignment. We are born into this human experience in the most perfect source consciousness vibration. It is the programming of society. It is our experiences. It is our traumas. It is our decision. It is our free will that throws off this vibration. The simplest, fastest way to recalibrate in any and every now moment is to simply breathe deeply with intention. It is to slow down. It is to experience the present moment, to find the wonder, awe, and joy in simply being. Resonating with this frequency feels like a distant, subtle that echoes after a true note of a bell is rung. That vibration stays in the air. Sound healing may be extremely beneficial to you. Sound healing of true, pure experience. Sound healing by digital means is effective. Sound healing when you are in the physical, literal space of the vibration of the physical entity that produces the sound is unmatched. Seek true, pure sound healing. Breathe deep. Know that your body can be likened to an instrument that needs tuning. And it is when the instrument, the strings of energy through your body are in tune, like a harp, like a guitar, like a violin. That is when you experience an alignment that allows you to attract in your greatest desires, that allows clear messages to channel through, that allows spontaneous downloads. And when we find ourselves in rooms with others who are in tune, we can more easily tune ourselves. For the vibration of others impacts the vibration of ourselves. And for this reason, we must use discernment around who we spend our time with. Because if we are in the constant presence of the other who is in a frequency of lack, of fear, of scarcity, it is still possible to tune your own frequency and vibration, but it will be more challenging. It is still possible. Do not fear. Do not allow that to trap you deeper in a vibration of fear and lack and scarcity. You can still achieve it. However, it is more easily achieved when you are in the presence of others on an aligned soul path frequency of abundance, worth, and value. Spending time in spaces that hold this vibration is another way to tune yourself. If you can find other beings to be in the physical presence of who can help you raise your vibration, you can spend time in spaces that hold this literal physical vibration. These spaces are spaces that are well tended and cared for, and that hold ancient wisdom, spaces that hold and contain sacred geometry, spaces that hold and contain art and creation and life, art museums, natural history museums, cathedrals, churches, botanical gardens, forests, lakes, rivers, beaches, the coast. These types of spaces hold this frequency to which you wish to align. Spend time in these spaces. Seek alignment and vibrational sound healing. Practice moving energy through your body with your mind. Practice mentally checking in on your energy centers. Believing you can do this is all that it requires, because then you can. Sure, there are frameworks. Sure, there are well-documented practices and methods. But truly sitting in stillness with deep breath and mentally believing you can and are moving energy through different parts of your body is the way. Healing is a birthright. The ability to energetically heal is something every human possesses, but it is the remembering that makes it possible. Remember that you are a healer. Remember that at any moment you can pause, breathe, and align. Remember that you are a sovereign being and no other entity can control you. Simply say, think, know that you reject anything out of alignment, and so it will be. We hope you understand that this is not complicated. This is as simple as taking deep breaths, as simple as stretching in the morning, as yawning. But collectively, we have been made, forced, blunted to forget that this power resides in every single one of us. Claim it, know it, remember it, and so it will be. That was a very powerful message. I think that often as humans, we seek, if you're receiving this message, I can safely assume that you are open energetically, that you are on some sort of spiritual journey or path. Maybe you're on a healing path or journey. And so often we outsource this, like myself included, right? And that's not to say we shouldn't. There's so much value in receiving energetic healing from another, to receiving any kind of therapy from another, for practicing yoga in a space with other people, for so much value in those types of healings. But it's important to remember, don't only outsource it. I guess that's what I mean. Claim it and know that that power literally lies in every single one of us. What the message was saying is absolutely use the healers if you feel called to use the healers. Absolutely go if you feel called to go to therapy. Your girl does that stuff. But also in the day-to-day moments, you can take a deep breath and check in on your own energy centers and align your motherfucking chakras. And that's so powerful. We don't have to wait for that Reiki session that's booked for next Friday to feel aligned. She might be more practiced at it. She might be a super powerful healer, and that's why we should absolutely use those modalities. But you also have the ability to heal from within. So it's listening to the call of types of healing, types of support, types of energetic alignment that you can find outside of yourself, but never forgetting that you can also do it on yourself, and that in every single now moment, you get to recalibrate. You have that sovereignty. No one can get you out of that flow, out of that frequency, really, unless you allow it, right? And I think that in our human experience, we give our consent to having our, I'm finding my words, to having our frequency lowered or dampened or dulled by simply not rejecting it, right? It's giving consent by not speaking up about it, by staying silent. I can't find a very smooth way of saying that, but I think you understand what I mean. We consent to the timeline, to the frequency of fear or scarcity or abundance by not doing anything about it. That is our consent. Our silence, our lack of action, our complacency is our consent. And we need to reclaim the sovereignty and be like, wait, just 1 minute. I actually don't consent to that. I actually don't allow that. I reject that in my reality. I reject this frequency. I only allow in frequencies, soul contracts, opportunities, fill in the blanks that align with my highest timeline. And it's regularly, constantly checking in on that is where our power lies, and it's how we do the work and how we can move ourselves more quickly to where we want to be. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If this message resonated, please comment and subscribe. Do those human things that help me keep going and remind me that there is value in me sharing my messages on here. I have been experimenting in my own. Two quick things I want to tell you. One was after I channeled through that message about the planet orbiting in sacred geometry, I felt really called to go spend time in, there is an old church in my town that is constructed with stained glass that is very much old sacred geometry. And I did this really cool meditation while I was there. I didn't go for mass or anything. I went just during visiting hours and used this space to meditate, and it was so profound, and I literally can't recommend it enough. It was a beautiful thing. And if you have a safe space like that to use in that way, I highly recommend it. And secondly, I've been experimenting in my own meditation and channeling via automatic writing in my journal with channeling more specific, I guess, masters, ascended masters, you would say. So in particularly, I had a really profound channeling with Merlin, who is said to be an incarnation of Saint Germain and the Violet Flame. So it was very reminiscent of that. And that was sort of divinely led. I had a few different interactions out in the world that kept making it really clear to me that Merlin was calling to me. So that was really cool. And I also have been feeling, again, with synchronicities and divine interaction with the world of Lilith calling to me, who wasn't even necessarily someone who was on my radar. So that was really cool too. And I guess all of that's to say that all these spiritual teachers and astrologists and energy workers right now are saying we're in this powerful time of awakening. And I guess that's just my testament to that, the fact that I'm so feeling it. I've been at this for a few years, but the acceleration and abilities that are being unlocked, if you are taking the time to sit in that capability, is wild. And I just really hope that you can find some time to claim it, because I know it's within you too. and I know you can do all of these things too. And that's so cool. It's just so cool. So there you go. I'll leave the message there, and I will see you in the next one.